Today, we're taking a deep dive into something that affects all of us, how social networks have become the world's newest and biggest attack surface. And we're going to do it by breaking down the incredible work of Dr. Zakaria. So let me kick things off with a question for you. When you hear the words cybersecurity or attack surface, what's the first thing that pops into your head? What do you think is the single biggest vulnerability on the planet? Now, if you're thinking about things like servers that haven't been patched or some zero-day exploit in a piece of software, you're not wrong, but you're thinking about yesterday's fight. The game has completely changed. Because the biggest attack surface in the world today is this. It's the massive, interconnected network of almost 5 billion human minds. And really, that's just a fancy way of saying it's us, all of us, all connected, all talking, and, as it turns out, all vulnerable. And that brings us right into our first section, the new battlefield. And here's the key takeaway for this part. On this battlefield, the bad guys aren't aiming for your code anymore. They're aiming for your trust. I mean, check out how Dr. Zakaria puts it. He describes this whole thing as a network that operates on a fragile, exploitable protocol. And what's that protocol called? Trust. That's the vulnerability, not some bug in an app. Our basic human ability to trust each other is now the primary target. So let's just make this super clear. On the one hand, you've got the old-school technical attack surface, servers, code, the usual suspects. But on the other hand, you have this new socio-technical surface. And this isn't about finding bugs in software. This is about finding and exploiting the bugs in us, our biases, our emotions, the mental shortcuts we take every single day. So, if this is a new kind of battlefield, who are the soldiers fighting on it? Well, that leads us straight into our second section. The digital army. Let's meet the soldiers of modern information warfare. All right, at the most basic level, you've got the infantry, bots. A bot is exactly what it sounds like, a social media account that isn't run by a person but by a piece of software. This means one person, a single bot herder, can command a literal army of thousands of these accounts, making a single message look like it's coming from a huge crowd. And one of their favorite tactics is something called astroturfing. It's all about faking it till you make it. You ever see a hashtag just explode out of nowhere with thousands and thousands of identical-looking tweets? That's not a real movement. That's a botnet manufacturing the illusion of one. It's faking a consensus. But let's move up the ladder to the next level of threat. Fake accounts. You can think of these as the sleeper agents. Now, unlike bots, these are usually run by a real person, and they're meticulously designed to look and feel authentic. They might post about their kids, their hobbies. They might even stay quiet for years, just building up a believable history before they get activated to spread a specific message. And at the very top, you have the special forces, the targeted assassins, impersonation accounts. This is when an attacker doesn't just invent a fake person, they actually clone a real trusted one. They'll copy your CEO's profile picture, a company's customer support page, or a famous celebrity, all to leverage a very specific relationship of trust for a high-value attack. Now, for a long time, this digital army was the state of play. It was a serious threat. But recently, something came along that didn't just change the rules. It completely upended the whole game. Welcome to Section 3, the AI Force Multiplier. And this image just says it all. If bots and fake accounts were the foot soldiers, AI just showed up and became the 5-star general. You see, it solved the two biggest problems for attackers: how to be massive in scale and how to be convincing in quality at the exact same time. Think about it. Before AI, you could usually spot the fakes, right? They had bad grammar or used the same generic stock photos. Well, not anymore. Now, large language models can churn out thousands of unique, intelligent-sounding posts. Generative AI can create a perfectly realistic, unique face for every single bot. The result is just this endless fire hose of content, what some people are calling slop, that just buries us and wears out our ability to think critically. But the most powerful, and frankly the most terrifying weapon that AI has given these attackers is the deepfake. And its real purpose is to create something called the liar's dividend. And you have to understand this. The goal isn't just about tricking you into believing a fake video is real. The real goal is to get to a point where when a piece of real evidence comes out, a real video, a real audio recording, an attacker can just shrug and say, oh, that's just a deepfake, and people will believe them. It makes all reality questionable. Okay, so that's the threat. It's big, it's scary. So what in the world are we supposed to do about it? Well, that brings us to Section 4. It's time to roll up our sleeves, head into the lab, and know your enemy. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to give you a simple 4-step checklist that you can use right now to start spotting these fakes. First, we'll analyze the profile itself. Then we'll look at the timing of its activity. Third, we'll examine its content. And finally, we'll check out its network. All right, let's put this checklist to the test. Let's pull up our first case file for analysis. Specimen A, also known as @CryptoKing88239. Okay, let's run the analysis. Step 1. Profile. The handle is just a word followed by a random string of numbers. Total red flag. The bio is just a spam link. Step 2. Activity. It's posted over 300 times in 24 hours. No human does that. Step 3. Content. Every single post is the exact same reply with that scam link. And step 4. Network. It's following thousands but is followed by almost no one, and the few followers it does have are, you guessed it, other crypto bots. The verdict here? Easy. Obvious, low-effort spam bot. But, they're not all that clumsy. Let's look at Specimen B, @TruePatriotLaura. Now, the bio is designed to sound completely normal, relatable, trustworthy, but look closer. The activity, it's happening at 3 a.m., then 3:15 a.m. The content is almost entirely just retweeting hyper-partisan stuff mixed with a few inflammatory questions. And here's the kicker. A quick reverse image search shows that the profile picture was stolen from some random person's family blog 10 years ago. So, the verdict on this one? This is a much, much more sophisticated and dangerous kind of bot. Its goal isn't to scam you out of a few bucks. Its goal is cognitive. It's designed to make you angry, to sow division, all by perfectly impersonating a regular, concerned citizen. And all of this leads us to our final, and honestly, our most important section, the human defense. Because in this new kind of war, the most powerful firewall on the planet isn't a piece of software. It's you. Let's just bring it all home. The battlefield has shifted. It's moved from the server room to the space between our ears. And what that means is that our defense can't be purely technical either. It has to be human. It has to be based on our own critical thinking. So, I'll just leave you with this final thought. In a world that's becoming filled with digital ghosts and AI-powered lies, a world where truth itself feels like it's under attack, what is your first line of defense? Well, it's that little voice in your head that tells you to pause, to question what you see, and to always, always verify before you trust.